Now, welcome to another edition of News from Naboo with Thor's Lightning Takes, as always. And let's get right to the news.
Okay, so we're going to kind of start talking about Andor today.
First time we've talked about Andor since yesterday.
Well, you know, when things need to be talked about, they need to be talked about.
Well, Andor's worth talking about.
All right, Tony Gilroy has indicated Episode 7 is going to kind of deviate from the arc structures we've been already kind of following. You know, we had 1 through 3 as an arc, 4 through 6 was an arc. We kind of originally assumed it was going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I feel like that Sesame Street song.
I like how we discovered this news immediately after recording our video yesterday.
Yeah.
About our predictions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could have been nice to know that ahead of time.
It doesn't really mess with my predictions at all. We
No,
talk
not
about the
really.
overall story, not specifically the next arc or even exactly the next episode. That's neither here nor there.
So it's like a one-shot episode, sort of.
He does say that the 7th episode of the series is going to be a standalone story, while the 3 episodes following it, 8, 9, and 10, are going to be the 3rd arc, and then episode 11 and 12 are going to kind of wrap us up. We've kind of gotten used to the first 2 and the 3 set episodes taking their time, kind of setting up a world, setting up characters, letting us learn about them, before kind of having a huge explosive finale in our triplicate episode, our 3rd episode there.
Yeah, I'm kind of
action-driven
I'm happy it's kind of going to shake it up. I'm glad the next episode isn't just going to be... I mean, I was actually okay with the kind of the 2 slow, 1 fast, if you will. I guess you were talking about the waltz the other day.
Yes,
you know,
it felt
fast, slow,
like a
or
waltz.
whatever. Yeah, I was for the most part fine with that, but it's kind of nice to know the next episode is going to be its kind of own thing, and I don't have to all right, it's just going to be a setup episode. Not that they're bad, but it's nice to know this is going to be its own thing.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of interesting.
All right, so the next episode is supposed to be self-contained. Then we'll have, the additional arcs afterwards. I'm kind of assuming the next episode will kind of show us the fallout, from our characters' actions in episode 6.
I kind of think so, like a follow-up episode.
Yeah,
kind of
taking a minute to breathe and kind of see what all their hard work has brought.
Or the ramifications of their actions.
Yeah, maybe
the consequences.
on a more galactic scale, maybe on a personal scale as well. So that
because we know there's consequences for that. I don't know who faces them per se, but it's not all going to go well. The Empire isn't just going to sit back and go, yep, they stole 80 million credits. I guess we just call it a day.
Talking to Empire Podcast, Tony Gilroy kind of indicated that this episode is going to be very interesting when compared to the others. Though, of course, he didn't go into any plot
This is more interesting than the
details.
others? Now you're getting me too excited. It's going to get to that point where I'm expecting so much, and then any little thing I'm going to be like, oh, this was a disappointing episode.
No, you won't.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, he kind of, like I said, he said it was going to be very interesting compared to the others. No plot details, and he didn't say what's going to set it apart.
So we might just get a totally kind of different feeling episode entirely. Maybe a complete flashback. Why not? We've seen so many kind of teases and hints. We talked about it earlier or yesterday's
more
video.
Information about Cassian's past that maybe it's an entire flashback episode. Who knows? We do know Obi Haynes directed the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd episodes, which were all written by Gilroy, covering Cassian's past, the Primor security group, its enforcers. It kind of culminated with Cassian escaping Ferrix with Luthien. Susan White directed the Dan Gilroy written 4th, 5th, 6th episodes, which gave us Cassian's first assignment with the Rebel Cell. And Toby Haynes and Bo Willimon serve as the director and writer for 8, 9, 10. Benjamin Caron will direct 11th and 12th, written by Gilroy. 7th episode is written by Stephen Schiff, who didn't write any other episodes.
Interesting.
No parts of little trilogy setup arcs, with Karen once again directing. He's the one who's also directing the 11th and 12th. So we have one writer specifically who just did this one story. So, I mean, this could have some really, when he says very interesting, and it could be very different.
It's probably going to be completely...
I mean, one person wrote it entirely separate from everybody else.
I'm going to guess there's 3 options here. Either flashback, entire flashback.
I think this supports your flashback idea.
2, just a different character kind of introduced. And then, of course, there's option 3. It's the Mando episode.
No, I think this entirely supports the theory that it'll be a flashback
I'm gonna
episode.
Guess flashback, yeah.
Because we'd be seeing this through a different point of view, probably maybe Clem and Marva.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe a Clem Marva flashback.
So if
where
we're seeing things from an
entire... and yours. Andor's kind of, young story. I don't know if that makes sense.
Well, and, him growing up, how it was different back then and all that jazz. But it could very well easily explain an entire tone shift using a different writer and everything.
Yeah, I think so.
Either way, I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah. At this point, I'm hooked. Even if for some reason it was, not the best episode. I'm on board. I'm on the Andor train.
All right, next today, Ahmed Best teases kind of like his side of the whole Jar Jar Binks fiasco.
Yeah, fiascos, I guess.
Well, Jar Jar was, and maybe still is, a controversial character within Star Wars. He's loved by some, disliked by others.
Yeah, the key is Jar Jar is. I mean,
Ahmed Best has nothing to do with his performance.
Yeah, I know. That's the truly unfortunate thing about Jar Jar Binks is, Ahmed Best seems like he was a very talented. He hasn't really, let's call it as it is, he hasn't really done a whole lot since, The Phantom Menace and
this was a big trilogy. Mark for him.
So. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's unfortunate that a guy who seems like he was very talented kind of had his career derailed by this character that, unfortunately wasn't loved by a lot of fans, or,
so
maybe...
He did kind of put up on Instagram, like, a cover sheet, and I'm showing it now, I'm sure, detailing that he's going to be telling his story of portraying Jar Jar for the first time. We kind of think maybe he's talking about how he got cast in the role, behind the scenes filming stuff, maybe more about how the negative reaction to his performance affected him personally over the years, which we know it was very rough for him.
It got real dark for him.
Well, yeah, he's one of the first people, you could definitely say, the internet.
Well, it really wasn't even the internet. I think he, I want to hear his side of the story. I don't want to, by any means, try to, put words into his mouth, but he's always made it seem like it was the media that gave him the most grief. I'm not saying no fan ever said anything bad about him or doesn't say anything bad about him to this day, but the media, it's funny how a lot of times we have toxic fandoms, how the fans are considered the bad guys if they say anything about any actor or anything like that, but it's really going to be interesting if he does kind of, this was
didn't critics and stuff blast him too?
Yeah, he was, his character, I don't know if they blasted him per se, but his character got just shredded. And so it's kind of, shoe on the other foot kind of thing here, or, let's, sometimes, just because you criticize something doesn't mean you're trying to be hurtful. It doesn't mean it's not hurtful. It's a weird thing the entertainment industry is, isn't it?
It is. Maybe we'll even gain some, insight into, there were some rumors about Jar Jar's original role in the prequels. For years, there were rumors out there that, George Lucas envisioned Jar Jar as, the Yoda of the prequel trilogy. A being who kind of seems goofy at first, but actually turns out to be extremely powerful in the Force, a very important character. And supposedly now, Lucas backtracked the entire idea after the backlash for his death character was received when The Phantom Menace came out, which led to a reduced role for
Jar Jar. I don't remember where I read it or heard it, but I think it's confirmed that Lucas has said he backed off a little bit.
And that could be part of the story he tells.
He also, I think, when he posted this, did the hashtag Darth Jar Jar thing. So, who knows? Maybe there is legitimacy to that. I don't think so. But the
popular, fan theory that he's actually the powerful Sith Lord manipulating everyone from behind the scenes. And like you said, he did reference the Darth Jar Jar in his tweet.
Yes.
But he could have just put that on there because that'll get traction.
Yeah, I honestly can't wait to read this. I am eager to read this because, like I said, it's a terrible thing. It is. It ruined, like I said, it ruined a promising career. It's oftentimes blamed on the fandom, the reaction that him and a Jake Lloyd received and Hayden Christensen. But if you've ever listened to their interviews or them talk, and I've partaken as much as I can when it comes to this, I rarely hear them blame the fans. It's always the media backlash. And let's keep in mind, Lucas is not... he's not a hero of the media or the establishment in Hollywood. So, I don't know. Interesting story coming up here, I think.
We do know that Ahmed Best actually returned to the Star Wars universe in 2020 as Kelleran Beck in the Jedi Temple Challenge.
Yeah, we watched a couple of those.
Yeah, we did. It was cute. It was fun.
It's fine.
Had a vague recollection of me from Legends of the Hidden Temple. Very vague, but for a younger crowd, I would say. But I would like to see an autobiography with this going along, and I'm hoping this is an actual thing, that this comes out. I think this is going to be great. And I'm really hoping that him coming back to Star Wars and the Jedi Temple Challenge was good for him and kind of maybe helped sew up his relationship with Star Wars. I mean, I know that over the years, people don't hate Jar Jar.
No, I
not the way originally it was perceived. He is still goofy and weird, but
yes, he is.
You know what? There's going to be goofy and weird beings in the galaxy.
Yes, and he is certainly one of them. But I mean, anytime he's shown up at like a Star Wars celebration, he gets a thunderous applause to steal a quote from someone else. But I think the man himself is loved. I think it's just unfortunate that, like I said, he played a character that just didn't resonate with a lot of people, that was intended for a very young audience. And, I think one of the big problems with the prequels, especially The Phantom Menace being kind of more tilted towards a younger audience, is you had the original trilogy crowd who had grown up and expected Star Wars to have maybe grown up a little bit with them. And it didn't necessarily do that. I think that is part of the problem with The Phantom Menace, is it was not what people expected, just in terms of tone.
No, it was very different feel for Star Wars. That's to be expected.
Yeah.
All right, on to the best segment of the week. New this week in Star Wars, etc. Stop! You're ruining everything.
How am I ruining everything? They come to expect this.
This is my section. You do.
Yeah, and I yield to you.
I don't interrupt you when you talk about the thunder takes, which
I like to call them thunder takes
because they aren't lightning. Because lightning is quick.
Yeah, I know, that's the irony. You're finally understanding.
I don't interrupt you during your thing.
I don't. I give you background music.
I don't need you making background noise. Wednesday, we have Andor episode 7, the one we were just talking about. That's going to kind of be more of the standalone, interesting episode, according to Gilroy.
We shall see.
In comics on Wednesday, we also have Darth Vader number 28, continuing Vader's journey with Sabe, the former handmaiden
been going on for like 28
Padme.
issues now.
Oh, but this time it's teased that she will come in contact with the Emperor.
Yeah, it's been a long run with that. It's not.
I know, you're like, they should just bang and get it over with.
Jeez, I wasn't going to say that.
I think that's what you were hinting at.
No, it's not what I was hinting at.
I think it was. And on Wednesday evening, we will be having our voice chat, talking all things Andor. If you're a Patreon and on the Discord server, you are welcome to come and join the talk. Always a good time. Friday is DC's Black Adam. I am very excited to see it. I enjoyed Shazam. The early reviews are coming back positive. I haven't had any spoilers.
Superman. My boy, isn't it?
You don't know that. Why are you spoiling things for me?
Oh, that's a big rumor. I hope I'm not spoiling anything for anybody, but a big rumor out there is that Henry
Spoiler
Cavill.
alert. Thor ruins things for everybody.
You'll go back and put a spoiler thing in there. No, I won't.
You just ruin things.
I don't want to ruin things for anybody.
Well, then don't talk.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, I am all in. Black Adam. We're probably going to be watching it Thursday, if I can convince you to do it Thursday evening-ish, early evening. Well,
no, I tend to like to go
on Friday morning.
Yeah,
but theaters don't open early like they used to. It's like Friday morning. The earliest showing wasn't until like 1 or 2 in the afternoon. I'm like, that's not early. What happened to shows at like 10 or 11?
Yeah, we've had like, I think it was like Batman: The Dark Knight Rises. We went to like a 9:30 in the morning showing or something crazy.
We did something crazy. I don't remember what.
Yeah, that was a long time ago though.
And lastly, Sunday is the season finale of House of the Dragon.
That's right. We got an episode last night too.
Yes, we did.
Keep talking about reviewing that.
I kind of scheduled it sort of on the docket for this week.
Oh.
But we'll see if that happens. I know you.
Always blamed me.
Well, that's all we've got for you this time. You do your thing.
Oh.
We're done.
Well, that's all we got for you this time. So take to the comments below. Tell us what you think of any and all of today's news. And let's talk some Star Wars. And until next time, thanks for watching.